Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be discussing how to balance your college or job with CAT preparation. We'll start with a discussion of each of the three sections, how to manage each of them individually. Then I'll give you three examples. If your college or work starts very early, or if your college or work starts neither early nor late, or if your college or work starts pretty late, in all of these situations, how you can manage your CAT preparation simultaneously. I'll give you some final tips at the end. So let's get started. The first section that we'll be taking a look at is VRC. Now, if I talk about VRC a little bit, it is unique because it doesn't require pen and paper when you're solving it. You just have to read the passage, answer the questions. Okay, so you don't really need any paper or pen in front of you. You don't really have to sit down and have that kind of setup when you're solving. So for VRC, what you can do is you can solve questions when you are free, but you don't have access to pen and paper, or you can't really use pen and paper, but you're still free. For example, when you're traveling, or maybe during your lunch break, or maybe in college while you're waiting for the next class to begin, or maybe some class has been cancelled, or maybe some meeting has been delayed at work. So there are these times when you are free. You can spend maybe 10 minutes or 12 minutes to solve an RC, or maybe you can spend 3 minutes to solve a VA question. And you don't even need pen and paper, which would maybe draw attention or it would not be feasible. You can just pull up your phone, you can open the IMS app, or you can open Aeon Essays or something, and you can read something, or you can solve an RC, or you can solve a VA question. So make use of these pockets of time. Now, the next thing is that at the end of the day, make sure that you are reading something instead of doom scrolling, instead of using Instagram, for example. See, everyone needs to wind down a bit, but the common practice among most people is that people spend maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour just scrolling through Instagram. And that is, of course, not productive. So for these next 8 months, if you're serious about your CAT preparation, change your habits a little bit. And at the end of the day, read something. You don't have to read anything heavy. Read something light. Okay, you can read fiction, you can read from your area of interest, whatever you actually enjoy reading. And the benefit, of course, will be that you will become better at reading. Your comprehension skills will improve, your reading speed will improve. And of course, that is crucial for the VRC section. So what you can do is you can read Aeon essays by day. Whenever you get time during the day to sit down and concentrate properly, you can read Aeon essays, which are important for the CAT. And by night, you can read some fiction, anything, any kind of fiction you enjoy. Or if you don't enjoy fiction, then any kind of non-fiction you enjoy, whatever you are actually interested in. Okay, so this will ensure that you're getting a lot of reading apart from a lot of practice with VRC questions. Now let's come to DILR. See, DILR is a section that is heavily dependent upon a lot of experience with different types of sets. Because when you're solving questions or when you're taking a test, you might come across completely new sets, different from what you might have solved before. But if you gain a lot of experience, like if you solve 300, 400, 500 sets, then you will see similarities. And based on that experience, you might be able to solve a new set as well. So in order to accumulate that level of experience from now till the CAT, considering that you have around 8 months remaining, the ideal number of sets per day would be 2 sets. Because if you consider around, let's say, 240, 250 days, then with 2 sets per day, you would be hitting around 500 sets till the CAT. Even if you hit around 400, that would be pretty good. So 2 sets a day is the ideal number. And each set might take you around 30 minutes on average. Now, of course, some easy sets might even take you 15 minutes. Some difficult sets with proper attempt and analysis, reattempt, might take you even 45 minutes. So if you consider 30 minutes on average, and you're solving 2 sets a day, that of course will take you around 1 hour. But see, DILR sets, most of them, almost all of them, you need pen and paper. They are lengthy, you need to make connections. It's not like a 2-3 minute question. It can take 10, 12, 15 minutes even. So you need pen and paper. So you can't really do it while you're traveling and so on. So for DILR, you have to make sure that you're keeping 1 hour at least aside at home. Now this 1 hour, whether it is completely in the morning before college or work, completely in the evening or night after college or work, or 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, that depends upon your schedule. And we'll come to examples. But 1 hour minimum dedicated to DILR at home, when you can sit down, use pen and paper, that will be required over the next 8 months. Now, if we come to Quant, see, Quant, of course, is unique compared to VRC and DILR because every quant question is a short individual question. VRC, you have RCs where you have to read a lot, then there are 4 questions. DILR sets also you have to read a lot, then 4 questions, but every quant question is individual. So the benefit here is that whenever you find a little bit of time during the day, like whenever you find 2-3 minutes during the day, you can solve a quant question. Now, if you think about the easy quant questions, they take around 2-3 minutes. So whenever you're getting a little bit of time, and 2-3 minutes you will keep getting throughout the day. So whenever you get that, you can find these small pockets of time and try solving these easy questions mentally. Because if the questions are actually easy, you don't need pen and paper. At the beginning, of course, there will be an adjustment period. But if you start trying, you will see that the easy questions you can solve mentally if you put in the effort. Okay, maybe it will be difficult at the beginning, but with experience, you'll get there. And now, of course, with respect to the moderate and difficult questions, you will have to keep time aside at home. You will have to set aside 1 hour at home so that you are practicing moderate and difficult questions during this time. Okay, but throughout the day, whenever you keep getting 2-3 minutes, just pull up your phone, open the IMS app, or whatever source you're using, and try solving easy questions mentally. So that is it with respect to each of the sections. Now let's see 3 examples with 3 different schedules depending upon when your college or work starts. So the first one we are going to look at is if your college or work starts very early. Of course, if it starts very early, for example, at 8 a.m. or even earlier, then you won't really get time in the morning to practice, unless, of course, you wake up very early. But see, if you wake up even, let's say, at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, then you'll mostly be getting ready for college or office, and you won't really be able to sit down and get some practice with all the sections. So then the only option will be to come back from college or work, and then get started with your preparation and do your entire practice for the day after your college or work ends. Then what you can do is, you can solve 2 DILR sets, which will take approximately 1 hour. Then you can solve 8 QA questions, again approximately 1 hour. And finally, you can solve an RC in 20 minutes and then read one Aeon essay for 40 minutes. If you do this each and every day, you will be getting consistent practice with each of the sections. And you can see this will take approximately 3 hours. So suppose your college or work starts at 8 in the morning, and let's say it's of 8 hours. It goes on till 4 in the evening. You come back, you rest for a bit, you start at 6. So from 6 to 9, you can get 3 hours of practice. Now, what if your college or work doesn't start early also, doesn't start late also? In that case, what you can do is, you can get some practice in the morning before leaving for college or work, and also in the evening after coming back from college or work. So suppose your college or work starts at 10 in the morning. Then you can get 1.5 hours of practice in the morning from, let's say, 7:30 to 9 or 7 to 9:30. And then if your work gets over, let's say at 6 in the evening, and you can rest for a bit, and let's say from 7:30 to 9 again in the evening, you can get another 1.5 hours of practice. So how you can distribute it is, in the morning, for example, you can solve 1 DILR set in approximately 30 minutes, then 1 RC passage in approximately 20 minutes, and 4 quant questions in approximately 30 minutes. And in the evening, you can repeat these steps. The only thing that will be different in the evening is you can replace RC with 40 minutes of Aeon essay, so that you're reading Aeon essay and you're solving an RC also every single day. Now let's come to the final example, which is in case your work starts pretty late and you get a good bit of time in the morning itself before leaving for college or work. So if we come to that situation, and this would be ideal, I would say, because this is when you can do all your practice in the morning itself before leaving for college or work. Why I'm saying this is ideal is because morning time is when we have the most mental energy. After a full day of college or full day of work, we will be a little bit tired. It will be difficult to concentrate properly. And that is when many people lose motivation. They think, okay, today I had a bad day at college, bad day at office, so I don't feel like studying today. Let me keep it for tomorrow. And of course, something else might come up. After coming back from work, maybe you might feel like going out, or some other unplanned meeting might come up. Something could happen. So that could derail your preparation. So it's always best to do your preparation in the morning before leaving, if possible. And if that is possible, what you should do is, first of all, solve 2 sets of DILR, approximately 1 hour. Then 8 QA questions in 1 hour. And then one RC and one A on essay in 1 hour. 20 minutes of RC, 40 minutes of A on essay. Okay, so this would make sure that you are completing all your practice for the day and then with a free mind going to college or work. So this is how you can practice every single day on your working days. And of course, throughout the day also, whenever you get a little bit of time, you can solve a VA question, you can solve an RC, read a little bit, solve an easy quant question, so that you are being as productive as possible. Now I'll leave you with some final tips. So first of all, the philosophy guiding your preparation should be that look at your working days and non-working days separately. On your working days, you should be getting practice. And on your non-working days, you should be taking tests. Because on your working days, of course, you have a lot of things on your mind. You have work responsibilities as well. You have limited time. Maybe you can't really sit down for a long stretch of time, let's say 2 hours, to take a SimCat, to take a mock. So keep tests for your non-working days, which is usually Saturday, Sunday. Benchmarking tests, SimCats. And on your working days, Monday to Friday, you can get all your practice exercises, practice sets. Next thing is I would recommend starting your day with your weakest section, because your weakest section is the one which is most at risk. See, people, they normally tend to stick within their comfort zone. So they might practice whatever they are comfortable with, and then they'll feel a little bit tired, and their weakest section, they'll think, oh, I can do this tomorrow. Today, I feel I've practiced enough. But then you won't be improving your weakest section. So best thing is to face it early on in the day. First section you start with, make it your weakest section, get it over with. Okay, make sure it's done. And then you can move on to the sections you are more comfortable with. And the final tip is start early. By starting early, I mean start today itself. Okay, best day to start is yesterday. That is a common saying. Today is the next best day. So start today. Because if you start today, then even if you do a little bit every day, then that will accumulate and it will turn into a lot over many months. Okay, so this is how you can manage your CAT preparation along with college or work and make sure that you're preparing consistently. All the best.